we conclude our year with one of the best minds in the business. It's Louis Riddick, the man that dubbed Patrick Mahomes a Ferrari. And Louis, it's one thing to slow him down, but what the Buccaneers and Todd Bowles guys did was put the Ferrari up on blocks, man. We've really not seen that. How would you describe what you saw from the Buccaneers defense led by Todd Bowles?
Yeah, Todd Bowles took him to the chop shop, didn't he? He kind of dismantled him a little bit because he had him off balance. He didn't let him do what he wanted to do, which is to strike you down the field and absolutely just take you out of the football game right away with big plays. And Todd wouldn't allow it. He played a lot of two-deep coverage, kept everything in front. And even in those plays where Patrick had some people open down the field, either he missed them or they weren't able to win those contested catch situations. And you saw the frustration start to creep in and creep in and creep in. And as the game got a little bit out of hand, then all of a sudden the front really got after him. And then the pass rush started hitting him. And then they started hitting him harder. And you could just see the look in his eyes like, I've never really faced this, for the duration throughout my career. I haven't faced this for 4 quarters. I haven't been able to come back from this kind of deficit. And Todd Bowles, look, you have to tip your cap to him, man. He learned from that first game. He learned from some of the mistakes that his young defense had made earlier in the year. They matured on the player side, and it all came together tonight, man. It all came together. I don't think anybody saw this happening. I know I didn't. I know Patrick didn't. I know Chiefs Kingdom didn't see this happening. But you have to tip your cap to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Now, that secondary for the Buccaneers is young, and they played big-time games. Tom Brady, as we know, isn't young, but he's forever young. And I get to him last, just, Louis, what a guy brings to an organization, the kind of pedigree, the kind of ethic, the kind of whatever. In the end, how do you frame what Brady's value was to this Buccaneer team from start to finish?
You can't quantify it, Scott. You can't put a dollar figure on it. He's underpaid relative to what he brought to this football team, because a lot of what he brought to this football team is quote-unquote professionalism that you can't necessarily touch. You just feel and you copy and you emulate and you respect. And all those things are what players did the day he walked in here as far as the respect they showed to him and the way they followed him and the way they allowed him as one of their quote-unquote peers to teach them the championship way. I'm not going to say the Patriot way, but the championship way, because this guy is the ultimate champion in pro sports. And even his head coach said the same thing. He said, at some points, I just step back and let Tom coach. How many coaches in the NFL, the ultimate ego man sport, and I'm not knocking that because there's a lot of proud people who play in this league and coach in this league, but in the ultimate ego macho man sport, how many head coaches would say, sometimes I just let my quarterback go ahead and coach. I just step back. That is the utmost respect you can pay to a player, and Tom Brady has earned that. It's like he's earned everything, Scott, in his career. And that's why I say this: don't get Brady fatigue. Just emulate the guy, learn from him. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, because what he is he's a self-made man. And we all respect that. We all respect people who did it the hard way. This guy did it the hard way. Now he's just showing you how to sustain it. And that's a great life lesson, man. That's what he brought here.
Yeah, I think it applies to whatever we're doing. Show up and do the work. And Ryan Clark makes the great point. The 3 touchdown passes are thrown to guys that are there because Brady's there. Gronk gets a couple. Antonio Brown runs a remarkable route, gets one. And look, they all get to celebrate the fruits of their collective labors. The Buccaneers win the Super Bowl. Louis, as always, it's a pleasure from start to finish, and I look forward to it next time we visit, okay?
Absolutely, Scott. Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.